Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Okay, so this is going to be for the full moon reading for September, I think it's 17th, 18th or something. So I'm going to share the full one on YouTube. So I do share like a clip of it on Instagram and Facebook. So if you're watching on Instagram and Facebook, it only lets me post like 15 minutes. So I'm just going to do a clip of it. In the comments, I'll put the link. But if you just go to any of the links in my bio and click on YouTube, it will bring you to the page and it will be the September full moon reading 2024. I do also want to say that even if you see this after the full moon, months or even years later, the message is still for you, so you don't have to go by the timing of it. I feel like the message I got, hi babies, the message I got was, why are you wet? The message I got was between this full moon and the next full moon is like a transition period. So I feel like a lot of clarity is going to come in that period of time, and a lot of understanding of things are going to come in that time, and there's going to be a lot of closure. There's going to be a lot of clarity. Watch your butt. Why are you all wet? There's going to be a lot of closure and clarity, and definitely a lot of decision making, also communication. I feel like it's going to be big where there's going to need to be like authentic and vulnerable conversations to really put things out there and put the truth out there. And it's going to help you step into your power and really talk about like your needs, and help you to kind of put the energy out there that you're seeking. One of the messages I keep giving everybody, I feel like lately, and I feel like I need to say it right now, is like, when you're wanting something, you need to move on that path. And I feel like that seems so obvious. And yet when I'm talking to all these people, it's not obvious to them. So it's like, if you're wanting pizza, why would you order Chinese food hoping pizza is going to show up? Whatever you're putting your effort into or your energy into is your choice. And that's what you're going to have. So if you're wanting something specific, you have to put effort and time and energy into it, or it's not going to happen for you. Things don't just fall on your lap. You have to put the work in, you have to put the effort, you have to build the foundation yourself and put the energy into it. And I was actually sitting outside for a little bit today, and when I was out there, I was feeling some collective energy and some like a group of energy. And as I was kind of processing it, the message I was giving to them, it's like a plant. Plants are very much like relationships. Your relationship will be nothing if you're not actually putting any energy or effort into it. If you're not communicating, if you're not, validating, giving affection, meeting each other's needs, any of those things, then just like a plant, it's going to die. Like, your plant has needs. Your plant needs to be watered. Your plant needs sunlight. Your plant needs whatever it needs. You need that. The person you're in a relationship with needs that. And your relationship itself needs that. And if you're not attending to it, it's going to die. It's going to fall apart. And so it's like, that's on you. Do you want the relationship or do you not? Do you want the business or not? Like, what do you want? Put your energy and effort into the things that you want and stop putting it into shit you don't want. Like, it seems so simple and it seems like so obvious. And it's like, I tell people stuff and it's almost just like they don't realize it. And I'm just like, if you want to go down path A, why would you go down path C? Like, it just doesn't make any logical sense. So anyway, I'm just going to kind of pull cards, like, fuck it, because I've been getting so many different messages and just feeling so much energy and processing collective stuff. So I'd rather just pull cards and see what spirit wants us to know. Okay. So for this full moon, what do we need? Actually, let's just focus right now on this full moon. What do we need to know? What are we clearing? I saw the communication and the destiny card pop. I shouldn't say communication, the throat chakra, I mean, keeps popping. And funny enough, I realized I wore blue today. Okay. Damn. Cards like never come up upside down. And even if they do, I never take them upside down, but they want me to do that. So, okay, for this full moon, we got emotional withdrawal. Okay. So we have spiritual strength on the bottom, and the message I just got with this is you need to listen to your intuition and stop doubting it. No matter what you're seeing externally, stop doubting it. That's what actually helps you to trust. Even when everything outside of you looks one way, but your intuition's telling you something else, trust your intuition. Your intuition isn't wrong. Let me just say that. Your intuition isn't wrong. You have to get into alignment with yourself to be able to understand what your intuition is and what it's not. But if you really actually sit and think about it and you really actually sit with it, you can feel when something comes in intuitively. You can feel the truth from certain things, and you can feel the difference between that and a fear and a thought and a past energy and stuff. Okay, with the emotional withdrawal, this actually feels like a bunch of people feeling like they have unanswered prayers. And I've never gotten that message from this card before. It feels almost just like this heaviness, like overthinking energy, feeling like you're asking for things and not receiving them. Also, they keep saying unanswered prayers. Some of you guys are avoiding your emotions, or the things like you're dealing with some emotions, but you're avoiding the emotions you should actually be dealing with, that you know you should be dealing with, and you're avoiding them for some reason. Okay, I'm just going to say this. When your prayers are getting answered, they're not getting answered the way you think they are. They're not... I'm going to say this, and I mean this, like, I'm not saying this in a bitchy way, I promise, even though it might come out that way. A lot of times we go into this little kid energy, and like a little kid who's like, goes to the store and is like, I want this, I want this, I want this, and just expects their parent to give it to them. A lot of times that's what adults will do. When they say a prayer, they will just expect spirit to just hand it to them. And the world doesn't work like that, and things don't work that way. So when spirit is answering your prayer, what that means is they're giving you the information, the tools, the clarity, the understanding, whatever they're giving you, might be one or more of those things, the science, whatever it is, to actually help you with what needs to be done, what needs to be healed, what needs to be looked at, all of those things. That is answering your prayer. Because if you use the thing that you're being provided with, then it's going to bring you what you want. But they are not just going to hand you what you want. You need to work through it. Think about it like this, okay? Like, if we'll use the same example of a kid. If you give a kid everything they want, the kid doesn't value it, the kid doesn't appreciate it, that throws it around because they just expect it. They just think they can, whatever. So they're not going to treat it the right way, and it's not going to be lasting. Some of this stuff is really like heartfelt stuff. Some of this stuff that you guys are wanting is really like deep stuff, right? Is really things you want to last. You want stability with them. There are things that you're wanting to last a long time, if not forever. There are things that are really heartfelt and meaningful to you. If you don't release the things you need to release, and you don't have the stability and foundation you need, you don't have the right perceptions, and you don't have the tools, then when you're in that circumstance or situation or relationship, it's not going to work out. It's going to be problematic. So what they're doing is they're helping you resolve that stuff ahead of time, or giving you the tools so you have the stable foundation within yourself, the information, the clarity, the understanding, the perception change, so you can actually have what you want. A lot of times people subconsciously have a lot of perceptions that actually push away the thing they want, and they'll find flaws, and they'll find all these problems with the things that they actually want. And spirit literally will hand you the exact thing you asked for, and you'll look at it and you'll be like, this flaw, this problem, this, and you will push it away. And you won't even realize it was actually given to you, because your perception on it is not accurate. And that's the whole point. So when you're given resources or tools or awareness or clarity, use that. That is your prayer being answered, which will then bring you what you actually want. Okay, so this came out upside down, which is prosperity begins with authority. Hold on, because I just started fucking getting dizzy in a shift. I have never looked at a tray like that. Interesting. Okay. That's actually really cool. Oh, I understand why you guys did that. Okay. I was like, huh? They show... Okay, let me tell you what happened. They were showing me the tree like this and almost like this is your mind and stuff. But then look at that. You still have the roots and all this stuff's like growing underground. And then they were saying it's a perception change. Like, look at it. If you look at it like this, it looks one way. If you look at it like this, it looks a different way, yeah? It almost looks like this is being like blocked. And you see what I'm saying? Like it almost looks different. And then it's like, oh my God, like all this chaos, everything's falling down. Versus this, it looks different. It looks like it's almost like being covered and protected and nurtured. And then it's like all the stuff you want is just kind of trickling in. So they're saying it's a perception change with the Authority card. So this is typically like the Divine Masculine card in this deck. I'm still feeling a lack of stability in masculine energy. Doesn't matter your gender. We all have masculine energy. And it feels like father wounds that are not being processed. So masculine / father wounds that are not being processed. It's like you're being guarded or defensive for some reason instead of honestly just accepting the truth about the situation. And it feels like a lot of emotions need to shift with this. It's kind of blocking like your perception on something related to the thing you're asking for is kind of what I'm getting with both of them together. Is like you're asking for something, you're wanting for something, you're thinking about something, but you're actually blocking it by not accepting and facing the truth of a certain situation. And it feels like it relates to you and how you actually are or the people you choose and the choices you make. It feels like this whatever this is having to do with the masculine energy / your dad, because it definitely feels like father energy too. It feels like whatever you're not dealing with, you're not accepting, you're not facing, it very much relates to you and your life and your cycles that you've been in. Because you've made a lot of choices out of this wound. Or you've become somebody you maybe don't want to be because of what you've experienced. And you have the choice to change and be different and be who you want to be today. You don't have to stay. It doesn't matter who you've been your whole fucking life. You can literally change today. Like you can change any second of any day. You can make the choice to consistently do different and do better and all that stuff. But whatever this is, it's still blocking your perception on something. So your energy is still blocked from actually receiving what you want. Because it almost still feels like sabotaging energy. Like if it did come in, you would like sabotage it and push it away or something like that. Maybe you guys have also been realizing that, like where you kind of sabotage and push away the things you want. Hey, give me a kiss. Full moon kiss? No full moon kiss? What kind of shit is this? Brought you outside with me. You had nice outdoor time. Okay, so I want to do a transition one. I'm trying to figure out which deck I want to pull from, but I want to do the transition period from this full moon to the next full moon. In that period of time, I'm like going in between like a few different decks. All right, we're gonna stick with this one. I'm gonna pull from this other deck because it's like keeps calling to me, but it doesn't feel like right for this reading. Okay, so what do we need to know about the transition period from this full moon to the next full moon? The Nine of Michael came out. I'm gonna read the bottom while I'm getting cards, which is, and these came out together. Your worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on the outcome you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to your angels. And then on the side, these came out. So we're doing them kind of separate, like this and this. They relate to the same thing, but these go together for some reason, which is Six of Michael. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans, relocation, or travel. And it came out with Nine of Ariel. Your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work leads to great success. A love for the beautiful things in life. Oh, I love it. Okay. It was 969. That's actually funny. Okay. 2 of Michael's on the bottom. It will be better if you just make a decision. Over analyzing a problem, find a compromise. Okay, so I'm going to tell you something that just came up with this. Oh, we got the Lovers underneath it. So some of you guys, this might be related to love or something that you love or something that is just heartfelt. This almost feels like conflicting energy with yourself, like where like your energy or your soul or like one part of you wants this, the other part of you, like maybe your human or your trauma or whatever, wants something else, and they're in conflict. And it feels like it relates to something to do with safety or fear/safety. Kind of go into that a little bit more. I feel like if you go into this a little bit more and understand where your like apprehension is, where your fears are, like where you're a little bit scared of it, or like why you're kind of going toward the other one, and kind of look at what's going on and see if there's like a middle ground there, that might help you. And also, because this might be more than one situation, if you're having to make a decision on something and it's not necessarily something you're comfortable with making a choice with, look at what the things that you absolutely want and the things that are absolutely like hell knows, and see if you can find something in the middle where you're not ignoring what you want, right? Like you're getting what you want, and you're not stepping into energy of disempowerment and settling and doing things that you do want. So I'm going to give you an example of that because it popped in my head. So I had to go to court like 2 weeks ago, right? 3 weeks ago. I feel like it's not resolved. But anyway, I had to go to court 3 weeks ago. And basically I was kind of looking at like what options I had for this situation. I had to go because it related to me and it's something of mine, but I wasn't the one who didn't handle the situation, and it wasn't my responsibility to do it. And honestly, my energy actually told me, you okay? I had a feeling that was gonna happen. She was eating grass and I told her not to. You okay, babies? But anyway, so basically when the paperwork came, it came in like 2 months ago, but I really made the decision like a few days before court. So it was, I can do this option, this option, or this option, when I figured out like kind of what I could do about the situation. And the first option was me paying for something that wasn't my financial responsibility, and me stepping up for somebody and doing something that I didn't want to do so I didn't lose my house. The second option was unblocking somebody who I don't want to talk to, who I will not talk to try to get them to step up and actually do what they're responsible for, which I don't want to do. And the third option was go to court, because I could have avoided court with the first two. And the third option was to go to court. And I said, okay, well, I refused to do the first one because that's literally been my pattern and my cycle my whole life, of me stepping up and taking responsibility for things that aren't mine, and me paying for stuff that's not my responsibility to pay for. And if I did that, it would have been out of fear of loss, like me worrying about losing my house. So I would have done that. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm going to trust. The second one, I'm not going to allow somebody access to my energy that I don't feel safe with and trust, and I don't want to have access to my energy. I don't want to have to go to court, but it's not one of the things where I'm settling or I'm stepping out of alignment with myself. And so went to court. The night before court, I was kind of processing some stuff and figuring out what I was going to do, how I was going to handle the whole situation. And it went like fine. It went fine. I'm going to leave it at that because I feel like it's still, there's still some other shit kind of going on with it. So I'm going to leave it there. But my point with all that is, don't do things that you're not safe and comfortable with. Don't make decisions where if this wasn't the situation and you weren't in fear, you wouldn't make that choice. You see what I'm saying? And don't do things that you know are repeated cycles, things that you don't want to do, but you're doing out of fear. You're doing out of like fear mostly, you know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of times we'll settle over do things out of fear because we're worried about outcomes. We're worried about something potentially worse happening or stuff like that. But you also can look at it in a different way of, how can I empower myself in this situation? How can I actually fight for what's mine or what is right or what I am okay with, and do that. And obviously this can relate to anything. It's not just one thing, but that's what it feels like. As far as this situation right here, with the 9 of Michael, it definitely feels like a lot of you guys are going to really have a lot of thinking to do within this next month. You're going to have a lot of thinking to do and trying to really figure out, like, making multiple, it feels like decisions, but multiple decisions. It feels like there's going to be a few different challenges and things that are presented to you that you're going to have to make choices on. But you've already been given the tools and the information and resources to do them. So even if you're not getting spiritual clarity on it, you already know this, which means that's giving you an opportunity to utilize all of this energy and resources and all these things that you've already been learning and growing with, and giving you the opportunity to actually implement them so you can integrate them into your energy and you can stand in your power and your energy and light can grow. With the 6 of Michael and 9 of Ariel, it feels like after this period of time, this is what's coming. And what is coming is literally what I said, the light at the end of the tunnel. And if you notice it, I love it because it kind of looks dark, a little stormy, and then it's dark and stormy and it turns in a bright light, right? It literally says the light at the end of the tunnel, breathe a sigh of relief, making new plans. And then it transitions to this card with the bright light and the rainbow. Your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work leads to great success. A love for the beautiful things. And they're both actually kind of facing in the right direction. So it feels like as long as you're making heartfelt choices and decisions, this is going to be the outcome. That things are going to calm down. The storms that you're in, the chaos you're in, the fears and all that heaviness that you're in is going to soften, and it's going to be a lot softer and like all of that, because they keep showing me the mountains in the back, and I'm like, the energy I'm getting with it is almost like it's going to be like a distant memory, like all these mountains you've had to like cross and climb and overcome. And now like, it's just going to be moving into the direction that you want to, and it's going to bring you the things that you want. All of the work, all the efforts, all the energy, all the time, everything you've been putting into it is what you're actually creating. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to create, but you're creating it, and it's going to be something really beautiful. It just feels like really, kind of soft, just very soft, like peaceful energy. Well, we got the sigh of relief, but yeah, it just feels like very soft, like peaceful, like calm energy. It feels very loving, like love energy, just very happy and just, okay. This deck just wants me to pull from it, so I'm not going to ask questions. We're just going to see what kind of comes out related to this full moon specifically. Related to this full moon specifically. Okay. Go ahead. What do you want us to know? Damn, these cards always hurt my fingers because they're so wide. I have like 1 or 2 come out. Say, if it doesn't come out, I'm intuitively gonna pick them. You want me to take those 2? Okay. Go with the flow, let things happen. For some of you guys, if things are falling apart and it's not anything you want anymore, then let it fall apart. And actually, funny enough, I got this energy right before I started doing this reading. They're like laughing. Okay, now I know why I got it. And I got hit with this. I get downloads of collective fears and collective energies that I have to process and stuff. I choose to process. I mean, they come in, so why would I not? Otherwise, energy sits in my fucking body until I process it. But yeah, I got hit with this, and I'm like, okay, this feels different than it has been the last few nights that it's been coming in. Like, it's the same word, but it feels different every time. So it came in, and I was like, okay, what is this? And it felt almost like this fear of letting things burn and like be destroyed that no longer fit you anymore, that no longer fit your life, that no longer fit your vision and your perception and all that other stuff. And it feels almost like this, but what happens when it burns? And it's almost like you think you're going to be empty, or you're not sure what's going to fill it. But what you don't realize is it's going to be your choice what you fill it with. And I know that gives people like a little bit of anxiety and fear, because then you realize that your life can actually be what you want it to be, and you don't fully feel like you trust yourself right now, which is probably why you're scared to actually be able to be the one to choose what you want for your life and fill it. So I'm going to leave that one. If you want to process it, you know, whatever. Okay, we got friendship, nurture your relationships. Funny how I gave that example in the beginning about that, exactly what it says. Choices, make the best choices. Did I not give these messages already? I don't feel like I need to say anything else with them because I feel like I already said that. Like, if you want like healthy relationships and you want relationships, you have to feed your relationship. You have to put energy and effort or your relationship's not going to be great. So if you're wanting to connect with people or you're wanting closeness with people, you have to create that. You have to put energy and effort and look at your needs and look at their needs and be partners and teammates together and meet each other's needs and like show up for each other. Like, put the work in, and also like take accountability for stuff too. Like, if you're not fully doing your part and you're putting it on somebody else, then like acknowledge that and apologize and step up. Like, I don't understand why everybody has to make everything like so dramatic. Like, if it's a problem, then acknowledge the problem and apologize and then just change it and fix it and then it goes away. Like people don't resolve problems, they just ignore them and then they grow into bigger problems. Resolve the problem and it no longer exists, and then you could be at peace and be happy. Like, it's so weird to me. Okay, choices, make the best choices. This one feels a little bit too like you need to nurture your like inner child, because something hasn't fully healed with your inner child, and this feels like it relates to choices that you have made in the past. And I feel like this relates a little bit to the masculine card I was saying, the authority card, where I was getting the masculine energy. Let your emotions out and let them flow. Like, you don't need to judge yourself. You don't need to hold like guilt or shame. You don't need to be hard on yourself. That's completely fucking unnecessary. If you're doing that, look at where you learned it. Ask if you would talk to a child like that. And if you wouldn't talk to a child like that, don't talk to yourself like that. And if you would talk to a child like that, get therapy, because the fuck. But like, no, it feels just like something like you need to have like a conversation with like your inner child about. And if you look at it like this, your inner child is a part of you. It's the kid version of you. It's your childhood energy, right? It's that little kid in you. A lot of us didn't have parents that were protective or present or kept us safe or that were healthy. And so it created a lot of dysfunction, a lot of different like unhealthy perceptions and patterns and behaviors and stuff. And so as kids, a lot of times we felt really unsafe. We try to control our environment or our parents' moods, or try to be who we thought they needed us to be in order to keep the peace, so they're not fighting with each other or they're not yelling at us, in order for us to not be neglected or abused, or, you know, all these different things. And so we're doing things that were out of alignment because we're kids. We didn't know better. Also, we did what we needed to keep us safe, and that did probably at some level help keep us safe and stuff like that. But as adults, we don't need to keep repeating those patterns. We're not in those same situations. And if we are, we don't have to be in those same situations. We can absolutely step out of them and step into something new. And so there's this period where your inner child needs to grieve. Your inner child needs to know that you are a stable adult making healthy choices. When you do that and your inner child energy comes up and you have conversation with your inner child, it helps create safety and stability and trust with you in your decision making. And when you're giving validation to your feelings and things that are coming up, it helps you to get what you didn't need. So when stuff is kind of coming up, even if you're a little frustrated, try to be like more patient with yourself, because it's a part of you that's unhealed, that didn't get that in the past, that didn't get that need met, that wasn't heard, that wasn't seen, that was ignored, that was neglected, that was abused, like all these different things. And like, you need that validation, reassurance, safety, stability, and you need all of that to kind of heal, and you want it to, and you deserve it to. So you're not making decisions out of fear and out of your inner child. You're making healthy, present moment, adult decisions. So, and you deserve to make those decisions, because you deserve to have the life you want. And I know a lot of people are actually scared to get the life they want. But you just got to figure out like what is more important, because it really is a choice. Like, what you want is a choice, and what you do about it is a choice. Is that it? We got family with a bunch of little kids. I love Spirit today, man. They are so fucking funny. Yay. Okay. And then we got happy success on the bottom. That just feels kind of like that one card where I was saying like your dreams being fulfilled. That's honestly what it feels like. And it just feels like this like sense of freedom and happiness. I'm not sure when that's going to be because it doesn't feel like fully like present energy. So I can't really answer that one, but that might be, that's the energy that you can be working toward or should be working toward if you're not. With the family card, I definitely feel like some more family issues need to come up. Definitely, like I was saying, the inner child's things need to come up, but also I think your perception on what family is needs to come up too. Like what a family should look like, how they should act, things like that, and looking at your own situation in the past and the present and seeing if you need to make any adjustments to that. I'm gonna leave that one there. Okay, we got planning and action with fragmented energy. I feel like this is the same fucking message. This feels like the same message about like being conflicted with the decision. It's like wanting something, knowing what you want, kind of daydreaming about it, thinking about it, but then it's like you like hold on. It's like all these different versions of you, like in different periods of time coming up, which it for some reason it might make you feel a little bit conflicted or feel like you're moving all over the place, going back and forth and stuff like that. Try to remember what you actually want. Try to stay stable in your decision, regardless of all the shit that's coming up, unless you realize your choice was not great. If you know your choice was really what you want, it's good for you, it meets your needs, it's healthy, it's all the things that you actually want, right? If not, just adjust it. But if it is all of those things, then stick with it and stay stable with it and just process the different layers and energy coming up, because it's not always what you think it is. Sometimes you're having like these fears and these thoughts and these worries and all this stuff, and it doesn't mean that's what's going to happen, or it doesn't mean you're making the wrong choice. It's sometimes bringing up things that are still sitting in your energy that will affect you from actually being able to be safe and stable in the thing in the dream you have and what you actually want for the future. Well, what you probably want now, but what's going to come for you in the future. So all of these things that are kind of coming up and all these conflicting energies and messages and fears are actually going to bring you clarity. Once you process them and release them, it's going to bring you internal stability and calmness, and it's going to help you clear them so you can feel stable and move toward what you want. So when it comes in for you, you can just kind of welcome it. And you're not like, wait, should I do this? Should I not? Is it good for me? Is it not? You're just going to know. You're going to have that peace. You're going to have the peace of mind. Your energy is just going to feel aligned with it, and you're going to know. But you're also going to have so much more trust with yourself. And I feel like a lot of the things that are coming up right now are for you to see things clearly so you can actually build stability and trust with yourself. Because really all you need to do is understand your perceptions and your needs, the way you look at stuff. So when something happens in the present moment, you know how to handle it. You have the tools to handle it. No matter what happens, you know how to like bring yourself back to center. You know how to make healthy decisions, not out of trauma. Like if you're having a big emotion or you're feeling like really triggered or something like that, you know how to bring yourself back to center. You know how to process and see what is going on, what your energy is telling you, what your body is telling you. Then you're able to identify what your need is or your emotion is, so you know what to ask for, you know what you need to give yourself. That's really all you kind of need for stuff, is that foundation, and that can bring you what you want. But when you have that kind of foundation for yourself, or mostly have that foundation for yourself, the other things are going to kind of come up that maybe you have a little bit of a skewed perception with, that will block you when you're in a situation. So like, say you're going into a business or something and you just think like, oh, like customers will just come to me once I, post like a few times or something like that. Or like I can do this, this, and this, and maybe that's not actually going to help you. Maybe that's going to prevent you from doing stuff. Then it's going to make you feel ignored. It's going to make you feel all these different things, and then you might walk away from it. This is helping you to get the healthy perceptions now, to get the clarity, to get the understanding, to kind of get the path you need. So when those type of situations might come up, you'll stick with it, you'll work through it, you'll understand how to navigate it, And then this way you can stay on that path and then open to a bigger one. It's almost like stepping up the stairs. You know what I mean? Like a leveling up. Okay, last, yes or no? Which one? Okay, last one I'm pulling from. I don't know, that one keeps looking at me too. All right. Well, that's why I said I was posting it on YouTube, because I wanted to do a longer reading and not have to rush. Okay. Damn. What message can you give us about our desires or dreams? You're so cute. Why do you look like a little chicken cat? Okay, what message can you give us about like our dreams and desires? Is there another one or no? Or just that? We got Rainbow Beauty. I can't even make this shit up. This is literally the same card as like the like Archangel Ariel, like 9 of Ariel or whatever. And it literally said about the beauty, and you got the rainbow. Come on. Okay. I feel like that's self-explanatory. So it came out Owl Intuition, and then these two came out together like this to the side. So you got Owl Intuition, and then you got Waterfall Persistence with Hurricane Centered. Hold on. Okay. So related to, when did we ask for? Related to your dream, your desire, that listen to your intuition. 100%. We got the same card, like the Michael, like the 9 of Michael, actually, that said about like listening to your intuition, and it had an owl in the card. Same thing. Okay. The Waterfall Persistence, the Hurricane Centered. This feels like I got a few different energies. So with the Waterfall Persistence, pretty literal, like keep moving forward with what you want, no matter what the hell is kind of going on outside of you. Even if storms are coming in, even things like that, doesn't matter. Let the energy and emotions flow. Like if you stop resisting things and let things flow, when the storms come in, you can actually stay centered. And if you think about the center of a hurricane, it's actually the calmest part, and that's the whole point, is like moving forward and trying to keep yourself centered and at peace and just work through what you need to, and it's going to bring you what you're looking for. We're better. But I keep getting like it's really important to trust your intuition, because you're releasing a lot of conditioning and false perceptions and stuff like that. And if you're not actually staying stable with your intuition and staying in alignment with it and trusting it, you might get like pulled off course a little bit. It might cause a little bit of chaos. And it might actually cause you to be a little bit like uncentered and stuff like that. And if you think about when you're not in the center of a hurricane, it's very, hi, are you gonna, why do you never give me kisses? You always sniff me and you don't kiss. You don't kiss me. Once in a while. I don't have the chapstick on that she likes to kiss though. Hi. Give birth, love. You okay? We have nice outdoors time. We saw some froggies. Okay. Saw a nice butterfly. Really cool. Like Dalmatian looking moth. I don't know. I saw it and I looked up and I was like, it was like sitting on my thing. I was like, okay, pretty. Okay. What was I saying? The storm. Okay, so what they're saying is like it's a choice. Like it's a choice whether you stay kind of grounded and calm in situations or whether you're chaotic in situations. It's really a choice of how you handle it emotionally and what you kind of choose. And if you, I am going to pull from the angel deck. If you walk away from something or give up on something, then you can't have what you want. How can you have something if you walk away? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, I know I say like the dumb food analogy, but it's like so accurate. It's like, if you're wanting something, walking away doesn't actually give it to you. It takes you away from what you want. Okay, let's do, yeah. I was going to say, I don't know. I keep feeling I can eat it. Hey, we got get more information on the bottom. Is that a fucking owl in the middle? Sure as shit. This feels like going within. You can ask spirit for messages and stuff, but listen to them when they give it to you. But it feels like getting more information and clarity, because some of you guys aren't seeing things accurately because you're actively healing, conditioning, trauma, fears, stuff like that. And you're in old energy, like on and off. You're going in between like old energy and present energy, old energy, present energy. And not even like just some of it's childhood, but some of it's like the last few years, even like last year. So that's why. But if you don't have the answer, you don't have the clarity, wait until you get more information if you're a little bit stuck. And the 2 cards we got, and we're leaving off with this, is no need to worry and remain positive, which is literally what the Nine of Michael said. No need to worry. And it says remain positive. So I feel like we've gotten a lot of repeated messages in this reading. Okay, that's no explanation needed. No need to worry, remain positive. I'm leaving off with that. Sage, do you want to say anything? You want to say hi? You want to say goodbye? No? You want to come snuggle with Mom? You want snuggles? Okay, yeah, so I would say no need to worry. What you want is going to come for you. It will always come for you in what you want or better, which is the whole point of like remaining open and remaining optimistic. Because if you're sitting in like negative thinking, or, and I don't mean like falsely believe shit. I mean like if you're in negative thinking, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Process why you're thinking that way. Process why you're not just leaving your energy open to all outcomes. Like process why your focus is on the negative or is on the fear, and it's going to help you to see something different or release something, so your energy can just be open to the best possibility to come in for you guys. So anyway, I hope that this helps, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.